Hello everyone, welcome to Behind the Scenes Self-Help Voices. I'm your host, Iro. As we enter April, we are celebrating National Volunteer Month. This month, we'll bring you some stories of volunteers. So our guest today is Trish. She is the volunteer manager of our Holocaust Survivor Program, and she joined us last year. And now she is gathering great volunteers for our community. Welcome, Trish. Can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, thank you. My name is Trish tgough, and I'm the volunteer manager of the Holocaust Survivor Program at Selfhelp. And I have been with Selfhelp for 7 months.
That's great introduction, very brief and very clear. We can jump to our next question directly. What does being a volunteer manager mean to you, and why is this work important to you?
For me, being a volunteer manager means being a skilled connector. I bring together Holocaust survivors and passionate individuals eager to make a difference in their lives. It's about creating a compassionate environment where volunteers can offer companionship and support, ultimately enriching the lives of both the survivors and the volunteers. This role allows me to facilitate meaningful interactions that foster empathy, understanding, and lasting relationships.
I see. Yeah, so from your answers, I can see this position as a volunteer manager bring you a kind of relationship to people outside of community or inside our community. Since you are a volunteer manager, some of our listeners might not be familiar with this position. Can you tell us a little bit about what your typical day looks like?
So a day in the life of a volunteer manager, it's typically a dynamic mix of activities that are focused on connecting with and supporting both volunteers and Holocaust survivors in the volunteer relationship. Mornings are often filled with numerous emails from prospective and current volunteers. I'm also conducting phone interviews with applicants as soon as I receive a completed volunteer application. My day also includes onboarding new volunteers, which involves sending out volunteer applications, background screenings, volunteer handbooks, and conducting orientation sessions. I dedicate time to matching volunteers with survivors to help ensure meaningful matches. And I usually spend part of the day researching and reaching out to communities across the New York City and Nassau areas to connect with local groups that can help spread the word about our volunteer needs. I also connect with my team regularly to discuss projects and events that bring volunteers to support activities and events with our survivors.
Got it. So it seems lots of interactions with people, with the community, lots of things to do in a day. So you might meet some very great things, maybe challenges. So can you tell us what challenges you made during looking for volunteers?
Yes. So I primarily find our volunteers by posting opportunities on Volunteer Match, which is a well-known recruitment platform for volunteers. Additionally, I receive inquiries through the Selfhelp website, often driven by Google searches. To broaden our reach, I actively engage with community organizations, schools, and faith-based groups, fostering connections with individuals who may be interested in volunteering to support Holocaust survivors. This multifaceted approach helps us tap into diverse networks and encourages community involvement.
As you just mentioned, you also include where do you find your volunteers? So can you tell our audience more about how you manage them and how you build a community for them and make them feel supported?
Managing volunteers effectively involves establishing clear roles and responsibilities, and by providing thorough orientation and training so that volunteers feel prepared and set up for success. I prioritize open lines of communication, ensuring that volunteers feel comfortable so they can reach out and get the support whenever they need it. I am there for them. We are currently in the process of implementing a new volunteer management software that will hopefully streamline our day-to-day operations and enhance the overall management of our volunteers. And how do we build a community for them so they feel supported? Building a supportive community for volunteers involves creating opportunities for connection and open dialogue. We host volunteer roundtables where participants can come together to share their stories, ask questions, and discuss their experiences. Additionally, we are planning a volunteer appreciation event in April, and we regularly highlight our volunteers on our social media to recognize their contributions. These initiatives foster a sense of belonging and help ensure that our volunteers feel valued and supported in their roles.
Just now, you also mentioned the new assistant to manager volunteer. I went through back that platform and feel it's very convenient, like almost include everything within the community or anything that they need to also manage their own hours. You also just mentioned the April volunteer month to post on social media. So if you have something, you can send to me. I will definitely feature that. One thing I'm very interested in just mention is the roundtable. So through this roundtable or anything in your daily work, can you share a short story about one of your volunteers that your work was memorable?
One of my most committed volunteers, we'll call him Richard, began his weekly visits with his survivor match, Abe, in November of 2024. Abe, who is nearly 100 years old, grew up in Transylvania and was sent briefly to Auschwitz and then Bergen-Belsen during the war. He was the only survivor in his immediate family. Shortly after liberation, he immigrated to the United States, where he met his wife, started a family, and embarked on a successful career in the field of physical therapy. Richard described Abe as having a, quote, fantastic spirit. He continued to describe him saying, he is so engaging with a great sense of humor and has a terrific memory. One particular encounter that stands out for Richard was the day that they went through Abe's photo album of pictures of his days before the war. He pointed out photos of his parents, uncles, aunts, grandparents, all of whom perished during the Holocaust, and himself as a youngster. Richard asked him if he had any hobbies when he was young, and Abe shared about how he liked to collect silkworms and watch them transition into a cocoon and then into a moth. Richard remarked that the story of the metamorphosis serves as a poignant metaphor for Abe's life, illustrating the profound changes and transformations he has undergone over time. Abe's journey reflects significant personal growth and evolution, highlighting the challenges and triumphs that have shaped who he is today.
Oh, that's very impressive. I never imagined that we have volunteered in this age and had lots of stories. I believe this volunteer can interact very well with our community. Also, thank you for bringing this volunteer to our community. What do you enjoy most about being a part of your work?
So what I most enjoy about my work is the opportunity to facilitate meaningful connections between Holocaust survivors and volunteers. It's truly fulfilling to witness the evolution of these relationships as they enrich each other's lives, both the survivors and the volunteers. I truly feel honored to contribute to building a world of more connection and kindness, especially in supporting this special community of Holocaust survivors and honoring their lives and their resilience.
Got it. I think this is also interact with our values, like compassionate, also innovative, also connect to this community. So yeah, this is very impressive. Yeah, we have last question for you. Is there anything you want to share with the audience?
So I'd like to emphasize how important volunteering is, not only for those who we assist, but also on our own lives. Volunteering has the power to transform communities and foster meaningful connections. So I encourage everyone to think about how you can contribute to your community. And if you are local, I invite you to consider volunteering in the Holocaust Survivor Program at Selfhelp. Offering your time and compassion as a friendly visitor is a deeply meaningful way to honor Holocaust survivors, acknowledge their stories, and provide them with the companionship they deserve. Together, we can make a significant difference in their lives while enriching our own.
Yes, I think so. Like volunteer is very important to not just in our community, also the whole world and different fields and different professionals. So yes, if our audience, you are interested in joining us as volunteers, you can go to our website and search for the keyword volunteer, and now you can find the opportunities with our Holocaust Survivor Program with Trish and also the volunteer with our Virtual Senior Center. So yeah, thank you so much, Trish, for joining me and recording this episode together. So after this, I understand what volunteering means to our community. This is the end of the episode, and I hope you enjoy your day and have more interest in learning volunteer stories in April. So we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you for listening. If you're interested in any topics, you can leave a comment or find us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you next time.